home prices are up, we'll tell you where. More Americans are paying their mortgages on time, and home buyers are taking the rising mortgage interest rates in stride. All that and much more. Keep watching. Your real estate news starts now. Thank you for watching the real estate news. I'm Jenny Lockhart, and here are your headlines. U.S. home prices surged 11.9% in June from last year, reflecting stronger demand amid a tight supply of homes for sale. CoreLogic, a real estate data provider, said Tuesday that home prices climbed on an annual basis in 48 states. They fell in Mississippi and Delaware. On a monthly basis, U.S. home prices rose 1.9% in June from May, the 16th straight month-over-month increase. All told, U.S. home values increased 10% through the first 6 months of the year. Steady price increases are the latest sign of a recovery in housing. Greater demand, along with fewer homes for sale, has helped push up prices. The Beaufort County area realtors are having their quarterly member meeting on Tuesday, August 20th at noon. The guest speaker will be Ed Hughes, Beaufort County Assessor. Lunch will be provided, and the cost is $10 per person. Please RSVP to Christy by Friday, August 16th at christy@BeaufortSCRealtors.com. David Eastlick Jr. recently joined Coldwell Banker Platinum Partners as a realtor at the company's Beaufort office on Boundary Street. Eastlick specializes in residential properties in Beaufort County. He has held a real estate license for more than 30 years and is a member of the Naples, Florida Board of Realtors, as well as the National Association of Realtors. He can be reached at david.eastlick@coldwellbanker.com. Weichert Realtors Coastal Properties welcomes Jeffrey Zapp to the agency's sales team. Zapp moved to the Lowcountry in 2012 and is a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces. He can be reached at 843-815-9191. Weichert Realtors Coastal Properties has offices on Hilton Head Island, in Bluffton, and Beaufort. Keller Williams Realty on Hilton Head Island welcomes Christine Beltran to the agency's sales team. Beltran is originally from Dayton, Ohio, and has a background in financial lending and financial research. She can be reached at 843-530-1415. Well, homeowners are doing a better job of making timely mortgage payments, a trend that brought down the national late payment rate on home loans in the second quarter to the lowest level in 5 years. The percentage of mortgage holders at least 2 months behind on their payments fell in the April to June quarter from 4.9% to 4.9% from 5.49% a year earlier. That's according to credit reporting agency TransUnion. The last time the mortgage delinquency rate was lower was in 2008. The rate of late payments on home loans has been steadily improving over the past 4 quarters. The second quarter mortgage delinquency rate represents the biggest quarterly decline on record for TransUnion since they started tracking this information back in 1992. Rising mortgage rates have not affected consumers' attitude towards buying a home yet, according to a national housing survey released by Fannie Mae this week. More than 60% of the survey's respondents say they believe interest rates will increase over the next year, and 3 in 4 say now is a good time to buy a home. According to Doug Duncan, Senior Vice President and Chief Economist for Fannie Mae, consumers have taken the interest rate rise in stride. Expectations for continued improvement in housing persist, and sentiment towards the current buying-selling environment is back on track from its dip last month. If anything, higher mortgage rates have created urgency among buyers who are now convinced they need to move faster to beat the rising rates. Home buyers may have enjoyed record low mortgage rates over the past year, but they were paying a pretty penny when it came time to close the loan. Nationwide closing costs averaged $2,402 over the past year, up 6% from 2012, according to a survey from Bankrate.com. The estimates were based on a $200,000 mortgage for buyers with good credit and a 20% down payment. Origination fees rose, as well as third-party fees, including the cost of an appraisal and credit check. Bankrate.com reports the reason for the increased fees is that thanks to record low rates, lenders didn't have to compete as much for business and were free to charge higher closing fees. While most home buyers shop around for the best interest rate, far fewer shop around for the best deal on closing costs. If you'd like additional information on these headlines, please reference the media sources you see on your screen. Also, you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Stay with us because after the break, we'll have Beth Drake with Keller Williams. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. With me now is Beth Drake with Keller Williams Realty. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'd love to. I'm a full-time realtor with Keller Williams here on the island. I'm originally from South Carolina and have lived here just about my whole life. Married, have 2 boys, one going off to college this year. Also a black lab named Allie who loves the beach down here. I graduated from the University of Georgia with a Bachelor of Fine Art degree in interior design. And that has been a huge help in the real estate business because not only do I have the construction experience, I can help my clients visualize the homes if they feel like they need to buy a fixer-upper, or I can give them an estimated cost. There's a lot of benefits that come into that. So, but on top of that, of course, with staging, when I list homes, you get free staging when you work with Beth. And then on top of that, I'm also a member of the Institute of Luxury Home Marketing. There's only a handful of realtors in this area with this degree. And what this certification does is it really helps to market the homes and also work with affluent buyers in the area.
Well, can you give us a little information about the condo market in particular on the island?
Oh, I'd love to. One of the best things about selling real estate here on Hilton Head is it is such a fun family getaway place. There's so much to see and do, and it's all year round. And I think that's what has helped the villa market stay strong here. You can see from this slide in the last 6 months, the prices have been appreciating. You can't get the deals that we could get 2 years ago, and that's good for the island as a whole. Right now, one of the good deals on the island, that's one of my listings, is a villa located in the complex Villa Mar, which is located in Palmetto Dunes. As a show special, if you call me and mention this show, the seller has agreed to reduce the price by $15,000.
Wow. Now, could you give an example of what a potential investment property would be?
Well, sure. There are so many investment properties. One particular one that I'd like to highlight that is a new listing is located in Port Royal. And this is a wonderful getaway for a large family, vacation home. But if you buy this and you want to rent it, this will gross up to $55,000 a year in rentals. So you can have a 4-bedroom, 4.5-bath home. The small complex has a pool and just within steps to the beach. So your return for investment over the long run should prove to be good.
Well, plus you have a great place to visit when it's not being occupied by renters.
Oh, that's true.
Now, what about, you mentioned earlier about luxury listings. Do you have any new luxury listings?
Oh, I do, and it's in one of my favorite communities. I love the beach, and I imagine most of us do if we're down here visiting. Leamington is a gated community within Palmetto Dunes. There's no short-term rental available here, and it's not allowed. You can have golf carts. So this home is over 5,000 square feet, and when I went for the listing interview, the first thing I noticed when I walked through the door was the unbelievable view. I love playing golf, and for golfers, as soon as you walk through the door, you see the golf course and then the lagoon. This is just a fantastic home. Granite counters, stainless steel. It's got all the bells and whistles. Game room. It's just fabulous.
Well, what a spectacular property. Now, for someone that's interested in this property or the other two you mentioned, how can they reach you?
The easiest way is just to call me on the phone, 422-7500. That's 843-422-7500. Or you can email me at beth@bethdrake.com. I have a full website, so feel free to search all you want.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Beth. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And stay with us. After the break, Geri Colucci will be joining us with some helpful information about property inspections. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. Here to update us on the world of property inspections for rental properties is Geri Colucci, owner of Equitable Property Management. Hi, Geri.
Hi.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you with us again.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So with regard to property inspections, and we're talking about this with reference to rental properties, so why are they so important?
Well, one of the things that Equitable really prides itself on is that we aren't only really good at selecting qualified tenants, but we guarantee the integrity of the property to the best of our ability. And one of the ways to do that is doing routine property inspections, actually going in and looking at the properties.
Okay, so what would an inspection include?
Well, when we go in, we're looking for two kinds of things. We're looking to see whether a tenant is having any functional problems and whether or not there's any damage to the apartment caused by the tenant. So we're looking for leaks, we're looking for holes in walls, dirty carpet, unauthorized pets, and checking with the tenant to see if they have any repair issues. And each inspection can take as little as 5 minutes up to 30 minutes, depending on the condition of the apartment or home when we get there.
Okay. Now, so how often are these inspections done?
Well, we guarantee that we're going to do them at least every 6 months. So when a tenant moves in, we give them what's called a move-in checklist, and they write down, they have 10 days to do this, and let us know if there are any problems with the apartment. And that becomes our standard. So 4 to 6 months after they move in, we make an appointment, and we have a part-time person who just does inspections. She'll go out, she'll inspect the property using the move-in inspection as her base standard.
So do you think it helps keep the tenants kind of on their best behavior once they've done this checklist? They kind of know what they're responsible for?
Right.
Or?
Well, it's interesting because many tenants will say, well, we didn't have to do this when we rented from so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the things that is really, really important to me. I want to treat the property as if it were my own. And the only way you know that is if you literally get in and take a look around.
Mm-hmm. Now, did the tenants know that you're coming, or do you just drop in?
No, actually, I sort of want them to clean up for me. So our person will call, we'll make an appointment. We always give at least 24 hours notice. We prefer that the tenant be there so that they can walk through the apartment with us. And then if we find any problems, we have them sign and we sign, and then we go ahead and take care of any repairs.
So now what happens if the inspector discovers a problem?
Well, it depends on what it is. There are two kinds of problems. One is one that is functional, like a garbage disposal is not working, or another one might be dirty carpets and there are stains all over the carpets. So she determines who's going to be responsible for the problem. If it's a dirty carpet and we ask the tenant to please clean the carpets, then she'll go back in 2 weeks and make sure that the carpets are cleaned. If it's a garbage disposal issue, for example, she'll come back, she'll make a work order in our office, and then we'll call the vendor. And the vendor will go out and he'll determine were there bottle caps in the garbage disposal or is it just not functioning.
Okay. And so is that how you determine who pays for the repairs during, for the things discovered during the inspection, the tenants or the owners? Okay.
In most cases, our tenants are very reliable, and it usually isn't a situation where they pay, but it does come up occasionally.
Now, would you say, do you think you're just lucky with good tenants, or is there a system in place that makes that possible to have such good tenants?
Well, we're very careful in how we select our tenants. There's never a guarantee, and sometimes we do have some problems, but for the most part, we stay in communication with our tenants. We treat them with respect. Even though this is an investment property for an owner, it is a personal home for our tenants, and that's how we treat it. So if they ever have a repair issue, we encourage them to call us immediately, and we try to take care of it.
Well, and I would assume, the owners are very appreciative of the fact that you keep such a close eye on the property.
They are. I think some of them are surprised that we actually do them, but our inspections are written inspections. We keep a log of them so that we know when we have to do the next one, and what helps is then when the tenant goes to move out, we do what's called a move-out inspection. So we take all the previous inspections and we're able to see the progress in the apartment and how we expect it to look when they leave.
Well, and I would think that lets them know clearly, what would be in store if they wanted to, say, receive a refund of their deposit or things of that nature. So I would think it would make it for more of a seamless transition when you have tenants moving in and out.
It does, and for the move-out inspections, I'm the only one who does the move-out inspections because South Carolina Landlord-Tenant Act is very strict about protecting a tenant's deposit. So I do the final inspection and determine how much is going to go back or if all of it is going to go back.
Well, and I'm sure the owners appreciate that as well, to have you personally, and the tenants for that matter, because they feel like you're hands-on and you're looking out for both the tenant and for the owner.
It is true, and it makes a wonderful transition. I'm usually the first person the tenant meets when they move in, so I'm the last person they see as they're moving out.
Oh. Well, listen, it sounds like your tenants and your owners are very fortunate to have you looking out for their properties. So
thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And
it was
stay
a
with
pleasure.
us after the break. We've got Sammie Liberatore with State Farm Insurance. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. Here to update us on the world of insurance is Sammie Liberatore with Farm Bureau Insurance. Welcome, Sammie.
Hey, Jenny. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now, we've been certainly talking a lot about insurance recently. Could you tell us, does Beaufort County Farm Bureau write home and auto insurance on Hilton Head?
As a matter of fact, we do. It's been a common misconception, not only throughout Beaufort County, but also throughout the state of South Carolina, that Farm Bureau products are for agricultural interests only. Nothing could be further from the truth. We actually are open to anybody for home and auto, and we are a multi-line company. So we offer products to anybody. Basically, if it has the name insurance on it, we're going to sell it for you. We offer products on homeowners for both primary and secondary, and even if it's tenant occupied, which a lot of companies won't offer these days, we're happy to do that. So to answer your question, the answer is yes. Hilton Head, Defusky Island, Fripp, Farm Bureau is very active in these areas.
Okay. Now, what would you say are some of the major challenges facing homeowners looking for insurance today?
Some of the biggest ones, I would say, the single biggest one, if you ask consumers, would be price. I've had the pleasure of working in the Midlands of South Carolina and the upstate of South Carolina with Farm Bureau. I've discovered up there that a change in price sometimes meant hundreds of dollars. Here on the coast, it often means thousands of dollars. So when people go out and look for a value with their insurance, they're obviously searching for price. But the biggest challenges may be in other items, such as the age of their house, the age of their roof, the maintenance on their home, updates that are required by the insurance companies that the homeowners should do over time. If they're not upkept, they could be locked out of certain markets and could end up paying a tremendous amount of money more than what they need. I think realtors will be interested in knowing that kind of a cutoff date for roofs in the area is a 15-year. Anything over a 15-year on roof is going to be very difficult to place, not just with Farm Bureau, but with any of our multi-line companies. For some reason down here, they're not big fans of of older roofs. Another challenge I would say that people come up against are deductibles.
Yes.
I'm not going to use the word ignorance because that's not fair, because it's a complicated issue. But a lot of people are just not aware of what their deductibles are, especially when we're talking about wind and hail deductibles. And then you can get into the whether it's a named storm, whether it's a hurricane, is it a true wind and hail deductible? It can be very complicated and very confusing. It's important, and we take great pride in taking the time to explain this to our clients and our insureds exactly what their deductibles are, because if you think you have a 2% deductible and that doesn't sound like a lot on your $500,000 house, you could be surprised in the event of a claim. So having an agent, a local agent with local knowledge is also a big deal.
Now, in addition to home and auto, what other products does Farm Bureau offer?
Well, I know a lot of people like to crow about being a multi-line agency. A lot of agencies do, but we truly are. And I'll start in no particular order. We offer homeowner and auto. And we also offer life insurance through Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, one of my favorites. We offer health insurance, both individual and group, small group and large group. We offer under 65 and over 65, so we do Medicare. And it can get exciting as well with the new reform and everything. We offer banking products. I know there's been a crossover between insurance and banking, and we can do that as well. We can sit at our computer, add your vehicle to the policy, and if you don't like your financing, we can find you new financing on that vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Some of our clients just love that. We offer flood insurance. We offer umbrella insurance. When I tell you we're a multi-line agency, we truly are.
Okay, now what would you say are the best reasons to do business with Farm Bureau?
There are many. We could be here all day, but I know our time is short.
A brief,
so,
yeah, exactly. I know.
I'll wrap it up with this.
Sure.
Local knowledge. When you talk to a Farm Bureau agent, you're going to speak to an agent. We're not going to put you with somebody in Tampa Bay, Florida, or in India. You're going to speak to somebody here local. We technically live down the street from you.
Right.
Our claim service is second to none. It's fantastic. Talk to anybody who's had Farm Bureau insurance and had a claim. I think you're going to find extremely high satisfaction. And you got extremely good-looking agents.
That's right. That's what I was going to say.
I couldn't resist.
Now, for our viewers watching at home that want some help with their insurance, how can they reach you?
Our number at the office, 843-522-0031.
Well, thanks for being with us, Sammie, and for all the helpful information.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being with us today. I'm Jenny Lockhart, and join us next time for your real estate news.